Hello everyone. Welcome back to our Command & Conquer World Builder series. In our previous video, we marked the base areas for our skirmish players to our map. If you missed that, be sure to check it out for all the details. Today, we're going to see how we add buildings and units to our map. This step is an optional and depends what kind of mission or map you want to create. But in general, you want to add at least some supplies for the players. Since by default they would be starting with 10,000, and as they progress in the mission, they will need more supplies. Of course, they can build their secondary economy with drop zones, hackers or black markets. But they will need to meet prerequisites of those buildings or units. So, until that time they do need some supplies on the map which they can collect while establishing their base and fighting each other. Maybe you are creating a mission where they already have the unit or building on the map and they do not need any money for building structures or units. In that case, you would like to place those structure or units in the similar manner. Let's start. From the toolbar, select Place Object tool. You will see the Object Selection options. In Object Selection window, all the objects are listed in a tree structure. The main three factions, USA, China, GLA, and Civilian are visible. If you press the plus icon, the tree will expand to show further distribution. Covering each and every object is not feasible. But I will try to give you an overall idea of how these things are distributed. I will show you few of the most used objects like supply dock, oil derrick, oil refinery, and hospital, etc. Each of the faction will contain these main subdivisions: infantry, structure, system, and vehicle. Infantry contains faction-specific human units. Structure contains faction-specific structure and buildings. Vehicle contains faction-specific vehicles. System contains faction-specific special items, such as general powers and other things. System objects are more useful once you start to control them with scripts. Some objects will have cine with their name. You want to use them only for cinematic scenes in your mission. As an overview, the infantry has Ranger, Red Guard, Rebel, Missile Defender, Tank Hunter, Tunnel Defender, Colonel Burton, Black Lotus, Jar Menkel, and special units like Pathfinder, Hacker, Terrorist, etc. All these units which you see in any normal map with some additional infantry objects. The GLA worker is also in infantry under GLA faction list. The structure has objects like barrack, supply center, war factory, arms dealer, power plant, strategy center, propaganda center, palace, patriot battery, bunker, stinger site, and command center. Please note that, if you have added skirmish players and starting positions, each player will get a command center and one dozer or worker at the start of the game. You don't need to add these as the game will provide them automatically during the game. But for other kind of missions where you have specific teams, other than skirmish player, you will have to place these objects on the map if you want them to be there. The vehicle has tanks, personnel vehicles and aircraft, etc. Moreover, USA and China dozers are also in vehicles under their respective faction list. The system has special items from game which are mostly sub-parts of existing object like carpet bomb, C4 charge, mines, demo trap and GLA hole, etc. You will most likely be engaged in civilian faction. All other items are found under this faction. Audio has different map sounds that you can place on the map, such as sound of police car, sirens, and market, birds, wind sounds, etc. Coming to the most commonly used objects in miscellaneous man-made list, you will find crates. The name shows what the player will get if he collects these crates in-game. The civilian structure has supply dock, supply pile, hospital, oil derrick, oil refinery, etc. These structures enable players to collect money during the game. Moreover, the structures which you can garrison are also under the structure of civilian faction. Now, as an example, we will place few objects on the map. To place a supply dock on the map, expand civilian faction. Go into structure, scroll down to supply dock. Click on Supply Dock in Object Selection option. Now, the cursor will change to 3-axis symbol with that object. Click on the map where you want to place that object on the map. On first usage, the tool will ask for the faction who has control of that object. For some objects like Supply Dock, it has no effect. But other object might be treated as object of that player and will be targeted like their standard structures. If you want to use the mouse for zoom and pan the map, click on title bar of the world builder. Otherwise, the mouse wheel will scroll the list in the object selection window. Once you have placed the objects, click on Select Tool from toolbar. This will exit from object selection option. Now you can click on a specific object to make the desired changes. Once an object is selected, there is a blinking icon in center of that object. The cursor position on the object will control that if click and drag rotates the object or moves it to another location. A small icon on cursor will indicate the present mode. Optionally, you can control the object properties through different widgets. The angle slider can be used with a mouse, or alternately you may type the exact value for finer control of direction. The Z widget controls the height on the object vertically. In the name input, you can give the object a specific name. This name will be used in scripts. For now, we will keep the other options to default for a later video. You can select the object tool again from toolbar to place more objects. And you can select an object, press delete on keyboard to remove that object. Finally, don't forget to save your map. And just like that, your improved map will be ready for playing. Please leave a comment to let me know your thoughts, suggestions, or any other features you'd like me to explore next. And if you're enjoying the content, remember to hit that like, subscribe, and notify button to stay updated. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.